This is KC Tunes and Brews. Local beer, local coffee, and local music. From the City of Fountains, I'm your host, Adam Bartling. All right, here we are in the Crossroads District in Kansas City, Missouri, and it's such an honor to be here with Kyle Gray at Casual Animal.
What's up, Adam?
Hey, man, it's good to meet you. And if you listen to previous episodes, I've talked about Casual Animal in the past, just because, as I was telling you, stumbled in here one day kind of by chance, and it was the day I was kind of thinking of an idea for a podcast, and that's kind of when I sat here and drank a hazy IPA out there. Out on the little patio out there, you know, and the skyline on both sides of me. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do this, man. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go talk to these brewers. You know, it's a little bit intimidating at first.
Sure.
The whole thought of it. And,
nobody bites unless you ask them to, kind of thing. So
you really got to put yourself out there. But you know what I've learned is that everyone I've talked to in the craft brew industry so far has been very welcoming. I mean,
you and me both. I totally agree. Yeah. And that's kind of what I understand to be a classic thing about craft beer is 99% asshole free. So you don't want to be the 1%, and a lot of your colleagues won't let you be that person anyway. So it's welcoming that way.
How can you be a dick surrounded by beer? I mean, what an atmosphere.
Sure.
I mean, I've had, for example, today, you know, it's been a long, cold day here in Kansas City. The second you walk in the door of a brewery, man, it just kind of goes away. It's like, I'm welcome here, you know?
Yeah. And you said the smell got you too? You're
right away walking in, I could smell it. As I was explaining, it kind of smells just like my basement does after I brew.
Hopefully a good thing.
No, it's great.
After you brew, okay, good.
Yeah, after I actually haven't done the podcast since Halloween.
Okay.
And the last one I did was that Big Rip, and I also haven't homebrewed since Halloween either. So I homebrewed this last weekend, and now we're here doing this again. And this table has wheels apparently.
There's a lock, I think, on your side. There's a lock on your side, I think.
Oh, I see it there. Okay. Or wait, I thought I saw a lock. Oh, anyway.
Well, roll on.
Anyway, hey, Kyle. So this is a really fun fact about Kyle that I learned as well, is that you moved out here from Fort Collins, Colorado.
Yeah.
Which is where me and my wife moved out here from. So
small world. High five.
Yeah, kind of hit it off right away with that, man. And as you know, a big brew city. Craft beer is huge in Fort Collins.
Yeah. At the time, I think when we left, there was maybe 150,000 people and over 20 breweries. And when we moved to KC, there were 2 for 2 million. And that, I'm sorry, I'm not counting some of those.
Boulevard, right?
Boulevard's the big dog. Everybody's craft brewery here in KC in the area. But McCoy's, there was Green Room and Big Rip. And then like Cinder Block was coming on, and so was KC Beer. But
okay. So Big Rip was one of the
they're one of the OGs.
One of the OGs. I didn't know that. Maybe she told me that, man. I don't remember. But that's cool. That's really cool that I got to step in there with Bree then. So obviously, you know Bree. When I was there for the podcast, there was a beer that you guys had done together. Yeah. And that was called the
Exotic Aquatic.
That's right. Yeah. Was it IPA?
It was. Yeah.
It was awesome. Exotic Aquatic. And that brings up another topic. I really enjoy the name of your brewery, Casual Animal.
Yeah, it almost rhymes.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, Casual Animal. And it's like, it's a place to tame the beast. Kind of like I was saying walking in here. Right?
Nice. I didn't even think about it like that. What we tell everybody is it's laid back beers that tap into your wild side, or at least that's the goal we have. Yeah. So I
read that on the website today, and that's kind of where I got the idea. I'm like, the Casual Animal, man. It's like taming the beast. You walk in and
squelch the fire inside from your raging days.
There you go. Man, that should be your brewery name. It just didn't fit on the sign.
Yeah. You start drinking and the thoughts just flow.
Right, again, here we go, creativity. Beer is all things good.
I'm with that, yeah.
So I don't know, man, I want to talk a little bit about how you guys got started here and kind of like what you've been through as far as a brewer and why. One of the biggest questions I always have is like, why did you choose beer out of the million things in the world you could do? I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of obvious answers to that, but what's yours?
Sure, that's a really deep question that we could dive into for a minute or two, but Colorado really got me. Hold on, let me take it even further back than that. I went to KU, and while I was there, I worked at Free State in the front of the house and cut my teeth on some of the beers they were making there.
Yeah.
Particularly their...
Bartender?
No.
Front of, what do you mean front of house?
Yeah, just like...
To-
I was in college. I was a junior into senior year, and I was just a bus boy.
Oh,
What
okay.
do you call that to make that sound even better?
Yeah,
That's
okay,
all I got.
I got you. No, I got you. I just wanted to make sure I understood what you meant. So
And at the time, either it was looked, people didn't focus on it or whatnot, but you could drink while you worked if you put it in a coffee cup. And so their oatmeal
so
stout.
people can't see it or something.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, their oatmeal stout seemed to be the slowest moving thing, so that's what the bartenders would always be like, all right, you want your beer, here's oatmeal stout, that's what you drink. So that and Rumpelmans is what you got into at Free State, but yeah. Cut my teeth on that, had an opportunity to take a graphic design job in Fort Collins and said, hell yeah, let's get out to the mountains. So did that, and the studio I was working for, one of the clients was Cooper Smith's Brewing, so we continued to, I kept dabbling, and along with that, I think every weekend we'd go to a different brewery or a trio of different breweries and drink beers and hang out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, the culture kind of takes over.
It is, man, and it's kind of hard. People that I've met here, they're sort of into craft brewing, and maybe that's kind of like what you were talking about, how it was kind of like behind the times as far as, KC.
Sure,
I mean, it's catching up big time, but
yeah,
I'm just
absolutely.
saying, like,
And people know their beers out here. I'm not saying that.
yeah, no,
it's
and that's not what I'm saying either. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, it's hard, living in Fort Collins,
Yeah.
it's really...
It's the fabric of that community.
It straight up is, like, what it's
CSU,
about.
and then,
Yeah.
let's get into some brews.
That's
yeah.
it. Yeah. And it's super fun. And they just have their most ridiculous stuff there now. Like,
Oh,
they
I
got,
believe
like,
it.
bicycle gyms with beer on tap, laundromats, stuff like that. I mean, it's getting...
This is good. This is forward thinking.
Right, yeah, progressive, yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, that's cool. So you guys, you've been out here for about, you said 5 years?
Yeah, 2014. We moved right when weed became legal in Colorado. We moved, and we had this tiny house next to the stadium, like over on
Old stadium. Now,
Oh
right?
no, where they were building a new stadium
yeah, okay.
on I've been gone so long. East Elizabeth, like by Road 34.
Oh, yeah, the bar.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
over there, and we fixed this place up, and then we sold it to move here, and like made a small little fortune, which is crazy. Small fortune, seriously being small fortune enough to get us a loan to get to where we are now. But that's what we did. We came here. We really missed the culture.
Right.
Had home brewed and been around brewing and what it is in Fort Collins for almost a decade. So got serious when we moved here, and we were missing it.
It's a bit of a culture shock, right?
It absolutely was. At the time,
Yeah.
it really was.
It's big time, yeah. And that's kind of, I guess that's kind of my influence for the podcast too, is finding people here that are doing it and kind of just getting to, getting to know them and stuff too, So, but yeah, it's cool how much I see in KC. I had no idea that it was as big as it is here now,
Yeah.
And there really is, like, once I started trying, it's just connection after connection after connection, and they got the home brewers clubs, and they got like you said, Big Rip, and you guys. And there's one right over here, Border, I think.
There's several. Yeah, you're in the right neighborhood. The East
Yeah.
Crossroads, and now even one Boulevard's on the West Crossroads, and that's getting really specific. And that I don't think people need to denote that much. But Crossroads in general, if you're a maker, artist, craftsman, anything of that nature, this place is it.
Yeah.
Feels like it that way.
Yeah, it's really good vibes down here. It kind of brings back that Fort Collins vibe for me. So yeah, you're in the right spot. So when you started, was it or was it not this location?
Oh, we looked at several locations, and it took 11 months to find this place.
Cool.
And have it actually work out. So when you talk to other people that are starting breweries, I'm sure they have the same hurdles that you go through, because you find the spot, or you think you found the spot, but the zoning's incorrect, or you think you found the spot, but the landlord really doesn't want a brewery in there, or they're not willing to help you out, and like, we need a lot of money to change what this building was into brewing facilities.
Oh,
So,
yeah. How old is the building?
This building, 105 years old or something like that, yeah.
It's got that like vintage feel, like on the outside, you know, I took some photos. It's been
Yeah,
here a while.
we're the smallest building on the block, but it's all right. People come in and they see this weird brick tile that we have on the walls, and they're like, wow, how much did it cost to do that? And like, no, that's,
Right,
this
no.
is, we inherited it like this. This is how it was,
It's
yeah.
amazing, man. How much, I mean, what, you know, you don't have to tell the whole story, but like what were the biggest things you had to do to change the building up?
There was nothing in this. So for 20 years before we had it, a guy stored his car collection in here. So there was no bathrooms, no water, no heating, no anything.
Everything.
Yeah. So we got to put in all the guts, and that was a big cost sink.
Oh, I can't.
Before you can do the fun things
I
like
was
get
gonna
equipment.
say, man, just one of these barrels is like something I would want to save. It's like life savings for me, you know? I mean, I can't imagine.
You're not kidding. It really is, yeah. And then on top of that, the bank bends you over a barrel to take a peek in your Southtown unit to make sure you're up to snuff.
I was going to say,
yeah.
Was it yearly?
Of course, yeah. Like they
once a year.
You submit all that stuff, but just to get a loan, your initial loan.
Oh, you're talking a loan, yeah.
Yeah. So we met with, like 15 banks, and the 16th and 17th banks both said yes, and then the 16th bank gave us the better loan rate, and so, but you go pitch to all these people, and you're pouring beers for them in your home. It's all the stuff that we've been doing, like home brewing. So you're like, I'm gonna run out of beer trying to get this loan.
Right. Yeah. So, I just can't imagine. You know, I didn't even think about like the loan process really.
Oh yeah.
You know,
that's another fun months on months of trying to get that sorted out.
And you got to get it all inspected. I'm sure. You know. That's
Everything has to be in line. I mean, your business plan has to be in line. You have models, accounting, blah blah blah.
Yeah. So you got how much? Or I don't know. We're back here in the. This is where the magic happens. Do you want to just kind of run through a process of a beer? I mean, like what is?
Well, the process is similar to, if anybody's ever gone on a brew tour, they're going to know the process. And so, I mean,
fermenters.
Fermenters over here. We have 4 fermenters, 1 bright tank. Everything in here is a 7-barrel system. We got our equipment from a fabricator in Lincoln, Nebraska called Alpha.
Nice.
They were really good. Except all the process piping and everything came disassembled, and it was on you to put it together, and then they'll send a tech down to make sure you did it right. There was definitely some tweaking, like, oh, that doesn't go there. I didn't know. I'm not an engineer. But
you learned though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You
totally learned.
So that's awesome, man. And who all brews here? I mean, it's you and your wife.
Yeah, Lara and myself are the ones in on the brewery, but Ethan is a assistant brewer right now.
Cool.
It's just he and I back here.
Yeah, so you're busy, man. Busy.
Yeah. It's no joke that you're busy. And we took on this extra challenge. Maybe that's not the right term, but I designed posters for every beer that we make. So 1, the challenge is finding a unique name that hasn't been taken yet. And then 2, like, all right, let's carve out, give me a couple days to draft something, draw something, whatever. So sometimes we have a beer that's ready, but we can't put it out because the art's not ready yet.
That's man, it's a big process, man. So I don't know, how do you come up with the names? I mean, it's probably at random, I assume.
There's a lot of randomness that you'll hear somebody say something, or a song lyric even, you'll take, I have on my phone, I have a list that's, a mile long of just name ideas. But we also get together in our staff meetings and we'll spitball. Like Exotic Aquatic came out of that spitballing brainstorming session.
I sort of remember the story that Bree told me about that too. So that's cool. And let's see, 1, 2, 3.
10 beers and 1 cider.
10 beers and 1 cider. Cool. So obviously they rotate out a lot. What kind of events do you guys do here? I mean,
here we're so cozy that we don't do a ton of events here, and people, I think we get an email at least once a week. Hey, can we rent out your space for a wedding or whatever? But a big goal that Lara and I have is being inclusive and then giving back to the community. So that inherently doesn't, we're not closing down to the public so we can have a private event. There might be an opportunity to make money that way, but ultimately we want to share craft beer, not.
It's a good message, man.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I hear it and it sounds corny as shit, but
No,
no,
not
just
at all. I don't think so. I like that. I like
just
that.
a thought we have. And in 2 days, we turn 1 year old, which is whatever. I don't think we're going to do anything for it, because if we don't address it, it just means we get to keep nose to the grindstone, work.
Say it again. In 2 days, you're 1 year old?
Yeah.
Wow.
And our
Really?
yeah, and our staff is like, oh, let's do something. We should do something big and crazy.
So when I came in July, then you were fresh.
Yeah.
I did not know that either.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy cow.
Yeah, young guns still.
Awesome, man. Wow.
Shoot, I was going somewhere. Oh, I lost it. Oh no, I was excited because we've donated back to the community via this local Motive program where $2 goes to a nonprofit here in KC. Over $10,000 in 11 months. We're like, yes, that's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a good feeling. What a what a nice turnaround. I mean, it makes that shines even more of a positive light on beer.
Absolutely,
Right?
absolutely. And we're not the only brewery doing that. A lot of breweries, especially in KC, are giving back to community in so many different ways.
That's good. I mean, that's really good. I mean, KC's got a lot of, for lack of a better term, I mean, I don't want to put anything down, but there are areas here that need financial help, so anything that can give back to the community, I think, is probably huge. So that's
absolutely. And it shines a good light on breweries, beer in general versus whatever light, fuzzy stuff that people think about at games, which there's always a place for that too. But
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So cool, man. Let's see. I apologize. I meant to script it, and as far as I got is looking at your website today, and
hey, you made it.
And I made
We're
it.
here now.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
And you're closed today. Monday is the day you're closed, and you let me in. And again, man, you don't have to let me in.
It's
it's
all
awesome.
good. It's all good.
So cool. I appreciate it a lot.
I think Monday's the day of rest for almost all breweries.
Yeah, I think that's
funny
true.
how that works out.
Yeah, well, big weekend, right?
Sure, I guess
Sunday's
that's it.
I really find Sunday is a good day to go to the brewery.
Oh yeah,
Sunday's like the best day.
It's a really good day because you still, it holds on to that rebel inside a little bit. Like, I'm doing something a little bit wrong because I got to work on Monday. But I'm catching this buzz right now because the sun is shining. Yeah.
And it kind of makes like day drinking seem like it's just the best.
Well, there's something to that. The day drinking thing. People come in here earlier. We open at noon. Some people come in earlier, and it's okay because I'm not going to a bar to drink. I'm going to a brewery where they're making it, and there's something being crafted, and there's something cool about that, and I'm seeing it. I'm like going to a museum. That's fine.
It is like
I'm
the same
culture.
That's like the same mindset I have. I the other day when we went, my wife and I and my 5-month-old son, almost 6 months. February.
Dude, another one.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Our daughter's 4 months old.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
I can't believe I didn't even ask you about that yet. That's cool. We had a lot in common.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's one thing I like about breweries too, is that, sometimes you got like games sitting around. It's a family event. You can sit around, just have a couple beers, and you can even take the baby in there, and it's really not looked down on. Now, if I went to the bar,
they might ask you to leave. Even.
Probably not a good thing. Yeah, so
it's not a bad thing, but I know that some bars, and it's just how regulations work.
Right. Yeah.
Can't do it.
I mean, it's just the brewery. I mean, I'm going to do the same thing at home.
Right.
It's like,
but I want to get the fuck out of the house.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, my story was that I tried to drag him into the brewery the other day, and it didn't work out. But it wasn't the fault of anything. He just baby got restless.
we stopped for Christmas. We stopped in Lawrence on our way out west for the holidays, but took Sloan in. That's our 4-month-old daughter. But at the time, whatever. Sloan. Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool name. Yeah, I like
sure.
That's very unique.
But she had the classic baby meltdown right when we get our lunch and we have beers, and everybody, it feels like the whole brewery turns and looks at you like, all right, let's snarf this down and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's like where your college days or your practicing chugging beers come into.
Yeah,
you're like,
sure.
I can do this.
I just didn't want to be those people like, who brought the baby?
Yeah,
that's us, sorry.
It really makes you appreciate things a lot more because I remember, I don't know, 5 to 10 years ago, sitting in that restaurant, but I was the guy at the other table.
Oh, yeah,
Not
absolutely.
the one at the table. You're like, oh, shut up.
Yeah. Why is there a baby in here?
But you don't get how hard it is, man.
No, it's everything's perspective, and it always is changing, and we're always evolving, and yada yada yada.
Yeah, man. Well, that's really cool that is it Cooper Smith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fort Collins, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the first places I went when I was there. Sorry, I butchered the name. I've been there a few times, I promise. I just can't. I always get it confused, Copper Smith or Cooper Smith. But it's
Cooper,
and it's
Cooper
cool
Smith,
too.
yeah.
People that don't know Fort Collins, this place is like
Two-sided.
It's got two sides. One
Yeah.
side's got all the pool tables,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
the other side's like they got pizza and
And that's where the brewing equipment is and stuff.
yeah, it's a cool place. But well, I laid this game out, dude.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool.
Sorry to make you play a game, but
Games are good.
It's pretty fun, and all we have to do is just run through it. And this kind of helps me just ask you a couple questions. I just want to see how you do.
Sure.
See how much you know about
Sure.
beer.
Challenge
So,
accepted.
We're not going to play the game actually to the exact rules.
Right.
In the box,
We're just
but-
going to fire off some questions and look really smart, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, this is lame. I already know this one because I just played this one, but you haven't, so we'll do it
Okay,
anyway.
test.
All right, so this one is just a true or false question. All right, Samuel Adams Triple Bock has an alcohol content of 17.5%.
I honestly don't know. I'm going true.
Okay, that was a good answer because true is the answer.
Hey, all right.
And yeah, it's
That is danger zone right there.
17.5. Crazy.
I wonder if it even tastes boozy or if it's silky smooth because it's been aged so long.
Well, it says that at the time it was released, it was the most potent beer, 17.5, but with all the maple syrup used in the brewing process, Triple Bock would make a good topping for pancakes. One heavenly 12-ounce, 340 calories.
Okay.
So,
That's your winter warmer.
yeah.
Get you layered on.
Yeah. All right, we'll move through this quick. I was super curious to see.
Did you shuffle them or you already know the top ones? I'm just
No.
curious.
Oh,
okay.
I didn't do anything. I just pulled them out of the box, to be completely honest with you. But I'm gonna do this. There's no way you can lose this game.
Oh, I'm sure if you get the answer wrong, that's how that works.
Oh, you might. This would be cool. I don't know this one. Maybe you'll know it, and then I'll learn something too.
Okay.
It's a multiple choice. What is a beer can widget?
It contains. Oh wait, go ahead. You.
I mean, if you have it.
No.
Okay,
I want
so
to hear these options before I sound like a jackass.
I was telling you
Yeah.
earlier, they're stupid. Some of them are just like obviously stupid. But A is a tab top opener. B, a device that makes the beer foam. C, a plastic frame that holds a six-pack together. Or D, flaw or dimple in the aluminum.
B.
B,
Come on, B.
device that makes the beer foam. What is a beer can widget? You're right.
Woo.
Sure is. It's an object.
Man, I got to stretch after that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, good job, man. All right, you're 2 for 2. We're gonna go all 4 here.
Okay. This is a very wait, don't tell me kind of deal
Yeah.
from NPR. This is great. If you get all 4, you're going to be on my voicemail. I appreciate it, Adam. Yes.
Yeah. Well, do what I can, man. What? Oh, this is another stupid one, but
Well, it's just a game.
yeah, right. No, yeah, but okay. What is the definition of a craft brewer in the U.S.? Multiple choice again. I'll read them to you.
Okay.
What is a craft brewer in the U.S.?
Is it defined by the BA, Brewers Association?
Okay.
Small,
Hold that
independent. Oh, okay.
A is a brewer that specializes in unconventional flavored beers. There's like a gnat here. B, the person who is in charge of a brewery. C, a small independent and traditional brewer. Or D, any brewer who produces fewer than 100 barrels annually.
It's C, and they actually just updated it too.
Oh, sweet. See, look at
Yeah.
this. Look what we're learning.
They removed
You wanna talk
traditional.
about that?
Well, I don't know all the ins and outs, but yeah, they removed the term traditional so that people could have more breadth of flavors as far as I understand it. And now that I say that, I don't stand by that 1,000%.
Okay.
I'm just
No,
like, I'm pretty sure that's what
we'll
it is.
research it now. We'll just research it. Yeah, it just says independent, they mean less than a quarter of the company is owned or controlled by an industry member who is not a craft beer
Yeah.
or a mega brewery. So, interesting. It's kind of an obvious one too, but I don't know. They're fun, man.
That's okay.
There's some that you don't know, and it's like, I mean, at least I don't. You probably would. But.
Well, I don't know.
All right, this is the last one. You know what?
No, I guess that wasn't a good. Next.
I've seen it before. That's the
next.
problem. Yeah. I'm just gonna flip the deck and we'll do this one. If you're in the mood for a smooth, caramely dark beer, your best beer style would be A, tonic. I never heard of that.
That's a glass. Keep
Okay.
going.
B, with beer, white beer, right?
Yeah.
German.
Wheat, no good.
Yeah.
For what
C,
we're looking for.
Dort, Munder. It's got to be a German term. Or D, Dunkel.
Dark
Smooth.
caramel, smooth.
Yeah, smooth.
I'm gonna say Dunkel, but that's refreshing and can be crisp, so I could be off on that one.
Oh, you got it.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Dunkel, dark and German, is a German style of beer made from barley, creating a smooth reddish brown beer. Yep. Cool, man.
Nice.
4 for 4. Look at
Hey,
that. Yeah, you're
voicemail.
professional. You're professional beer smarts. So, but anyway, yeah. Thanks for playing along. I just got.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. I'll continue to listen as you do further podcasts.
I'm gonna
and
take these
see
with
if
me.
anybody gets stumped and you're
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah. It'll be fun to see who gets stumped on what. If
I know,
anyone does,
because then you feel like an idiot because you're on this podcast. You work at a brewery, you're like, damn it.
No, it's
It's all good.
It's all good.
We're all
man.
learning
I mean,
every
it's-
day.
yeah,
I promise.
right, yeah. Man, I don't know. I wonder how much. I don't know. What anything you want to talk about? I mean, if we were to, if you and I were like trying to tell people about this place, what would you? I mean, what would be the
Wow,
best?
that's tough. Well, I kind of.
You know, I mean, that's the goal with this is we want to be like,
Sure.
hey, come to Casual Animal. That's
Right,
the best
right.
place
Come
you-
to Casual Animal, bang, bang, bang. Well,
Yeah.
that's
It could be this
tough.
IPA.
Sure, there you go. We hope you come for the beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hopefully.
But yeah, come for the beer, but hang out. Seriously.
Yeah. Don't leave because of the beer, hopefully.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you. though, this
That'd be
is-
bad. That'd be
this is
bad.
fantastic.
I guess this is a weird goal, but when you're here, especially on a Saturday, and it's crazy, usually it's quite a bit busier than not open on a Saturday.
I think the camera died. That's a bummer.
Well, that's okay.
Here, I'll do this. You can keep talking. I'm just gonna set my phone up and then
Oh,
I'll just cut
okay.
it in. I don't
Neato.
want it to die with me. It won't
Sure,
happen.
sure. I guess where I was going with that was when beer becomes the background, like you're having a good time, you're enjoying the beers, and you don't think about the beers. You're not like putting your nose in every glass, or I don't know. I do that anyway, so I guess that's a bit hypocritical, but not gonna work. This is great. Adam's trying to set his
Sorry,
front on
we'll
the
just do it
keg,
like this.
and the keg's not cooperating.
We're back. We
Oh.
just lost a segment. I don't know how long. We'll find out.
You know, it's funny when you see yourself on camera, you're like, damn, my forehead's that big? Jeez.
I know that's always how I feel too. I'm sorry if I interrupted your
No.
thought process.
No,
Hey,
you're
come-
saving me from a thought
Yeah,
process.
come on into the Casual Animal because like if you want to see the biggest forehead in the world.
Yes,
all right,
there you go.
There's
Boom.
there's a selling point.
Yes,
We got the
5
answer.
head. We can bump heads.
Yeah. So, I apologize. I did not hear what you said, but it's on recording. So
It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably distracted you.
No,
My point is I don't know how to follow this up because
yeah, that's
I
what
didn't
we
hear
just.
what you said.
Random's good. Random's
Yeah.
better. This is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, random's better.
No, trying to sell it on like high points or 3 points or something like that. I'm not good at that. Lara's great at that because
Yeah.
she sees it. I'm in it every day, and I get in the trenches, and I'm just like, yeah, let's just have some beers and have a good time. She's like, no, people don't want to hear that. They want to hear why we are different or how we differentiate ourselves. But
Different. What I found about like beer friends of mine, different people base where they want to go off of like the weirdest things.
of
Like,
course,
oh, their beers only have this many IBUs, or like they're just talking about
You're on
stuff
something
that
right
really
now.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's like
this is great. This plays into we get reviews. Some are good, some are bad. Almost, I think like 80% we have free peanuts. 80% they got free peanuts though. Which is
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah.
I mean, that's something that draws people that you wouldn't even.
right. No, yeah. I mean, there's a place, Apex in
Yeah,
Independence.
yeah.
They got popcorn and they got the seasonings that I mean,
This is what we're talking about.
But it's
They
true.
got those seasons.
I think about if I want to go to a brewery. Okay, let's go there. It's close to my house.
Yeah.
and they have the popcorn with
Yeah.
good seasoning. So
Depends how much time you have, all those things.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That too. Yep.
Ease, convenience, all those things play
Yeah.
a part.
Yeah.
As the weather, when the weather's shitty, people are, I think, melt in rain. When it rains, it's crickets up in here. And it's not just us.
Oh, yeah?
Because then we'll be, no, I mean, like, not real crickets, just people aren't coming in here, so it's...
yeah, metaphor. I'm sorry, but no, I mean, I would believe that my garage has tons of crickets, man. There's always when it rains too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, but seriously, that's kind of the weird stuff that. I mean, the reason I really thought you meant that is because that is
Something that happens. It's a natural effect.
People in general, like, base stuff off of that kind of stuff. Like, oh, they have crickets when it rains. It's too annoying.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? So that's why I fell
Small,
for that one.
tiny violins,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how much camera let's see. We covered events. We covered, dude, the location's cool. I absolutely love, that's a big thing too, location. And the fact that you guys have the patio out front and you can sit there and see the skyline from both sides.
Yeah.
That was one thing I absolutely loved about sitting here.
Yeah, seeing the Sprint Center and like downtown
the Sprint
is
Center's
pretty cool.
right down the road.
Yeah.
What do you got across the street? It's like a library or something, or what is
No, it used to be the KC Star building, and I was just talking to our neighbors. Apparently, the building we're in had some affiliation with it. They were like, this whole block used to be the KC Star. Well, of course, print media is going dinosaurs, or going the way of the dinosaur, and so all these buildings are becoming available. The hang up is it is cool, and there's a lot of things developing and happening. Nobody walks or bikes in KC apparently, so there's no parking, and people do not like that. That's the number one gripe. Outside of the beer
parking.
not being up to snuff, maybe it's.
parking.
I had nowhere. I had to walk 2 blocks to get here. Well, shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, good point. Actually, I never even thought about it. There's really, you don't see bike racks out front and stuff, huh?
Well, that's on. That's
No,
on.
I mean, not-
we didn't have room for.
I'm not saying just you.
Yeah.
I didn't mean just you. Sorry.
No, that's
I just
good.
Meant,
Call me out, Adam. Call
I
us
just
out.
meant everywhere. I never really thought about it. I never really noticed it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that would
And
be
the-
something they should do more of. Put some
And-
bike lanes in.
Right. And I know that the city's working on all that. And excuse me, I had to burp. That was great. Refresh.
You know that you've had a good beer.
Coming from Fort Collins, which is a heavy bike community, I had it in my mind because we live in Westport. So I was like, oh yeah, it's 10 minutes. I'll bike down there every day. I'll bike home. Well, in the summer, the sweat's just bubbling off your ass.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah, the humidity is just killer.
Yeah. So I get it. It's just,
Yeah.
even I was determined to do it, and I did it for 2 weeks or maybe,
Oh, so you
let's be
actually-
honest, it was less. It was less than 2 weeks. But I gave it a good solid try, and it just bringing 2 pairs of clothes and then biking home, which is hilly, sounds
Yeah, the hills.
sad, but yeah.
No, it's true, man. The hills and just the road infrastructure is like,
Yeah.
I get lost all the time.
Sure. And the bike lanes aren't there.
Yeah.
And then your wife wants you to be home at a certain time, and you're like, I got a bike.
Yeah.
I'll just come get you. Shit. All right.
Yeah. No, but man, you got something good going here. I like the lighting. I'm kind of annoyed that I have to hold my camera, but what's cool is like when I talk about it, I can
Ooh,
kind of move
cool.
around.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's kind of a shot of the tap room up there. It's closed today, obviously, but just imagine it full of lively folk.
Yep. It gets lively. And
But
it's
yeah, I
fun.
like the lights, man. It's cool too. And
Thanks. Yeah, my brother and all the families involved. Mom, Dad, Lara's side of the family, but my brother primarily, he built everything you see. The bar, the bench, the bathrooms.
that's cool,
we
too.
put the cooler together. Yeah.
it's cool to talk about. So
Yeah.
it's even more handcrafted stuff about the place.
Absolutely, yeah. So when something falls off or looks funky, you can ask me about it, and I'll say, oh, this is how this was built or why it was built like that.
Yeah. And then what's cool too is every single table's different then a little bit, right?
They absolutely are.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And we cut down a tree. One of the guys that was working project management to do like the plumbing and all the stuff that we couldn't do because it takes city permits, had a farm and he had this tree that died, so we went and cut it down, and all these stumps up front, or I went out there with a chainsaw and cut these stumps up. So when
That's
they're not
awesome.
comfortable to sit on, you can blame
They're
me.
cool.
Yeah. You
And
can
it
ask
fits
me
the
about it.
theme, man. Casual animal. If
Sure.
you're an animal, you're gonna sit on a stump, man. you're gonna scratch on a tree, you know?
There you go. Yeah, you're a bear with an itch.
Yeah,
I'm with
exactly.
that. Yeah.
Bear with an itch. There you go. That's their next beer name right
No,
there.
that's not bad.
Bear with an itch. So yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, I think.
I don't know if there was some cool ground we were supposed to cover.
I told you, man. It was gonna be. We were just gonna go random and play a game and talk about beer and.
Yeah.
Do you guys? I see you guys. I don't know. We'll probably wrap it up, but you got 2 IPAs on the beer list here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you try to keep like the certain when you're rotating taps out? You try to keep like the same type of beer.
Kinda. Yeah. But nothing's sacred. We've rotated. Everything's been rotated on or off, or isn't even on, like for the last 8 months or something like that. So it's been fun for us to explore, and I think drinkers come in and like that. When I say drinkers, I mean patrons. They don't have to drink a ton. I don't know. Anyway,
Right.
patrons come in, and it's, I guess, 2 sides of a coin. So some people love it because, oh, sweet, I was in here 2 weeks ago, and now there's something totally different. Like you're 6 different beers on.
Yeah.
And then you might come in and you're like, damn, I really liked that hazy IPA version 2. Well, now you're on 19.1. What happened?
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll try this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Yeah, that's what I remember. The hazy IPA stuck in my mind. It was
Nice.
It was
Thanks,
awesome.
man.
Yeah,
Thank you,
really
thank you,
good.
thank you.
And so I associate that with Casual Animal now.
All right,
I think that's
all right.
what I'll come in here for. You know, I would like to
appreciate
try
that.
another one of these though, and I probably might.
Yeah, we can do that on or off camera.
Yeah, we'll do it off camera because
Okay.
my arm's getting tired.
All right.
So, Kyle, man,
Yeah.
it's
Adam.
been a blast, man. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate you having me.
Thanks for
over
coming in.
and learning so much about you, man. And Casual Animal down here. And I don't know, I'll be back for sure, and I'll
We
tell
can do a
people
Fort
about it.
Collins booty bump hug later, off
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah, that'll be off. That's gonna have to be off camera too. So Kyle and I'm so sorry. Tell me your wife's
Laura.
name again.
Lara.
Laura, yeah.
Yeah.
So the owners of Casual Animal down here at Crossroads at
1725 McGee.
There you go.
Yeah.
The address. Right. I mean, literally, if you ever go to an event at the Sprint Center or something,
3 blocks down.
plan a couple hours in advance and come check this place out because it's awesome, man.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. So, all right. Anything? You got any last words or anything? We can shut this.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers to future beers.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Kyle Gray, thank you so much, man.
Thanks, Adam.
And we'll talk to you again soon. Oh, by the way, as a closer, I just want to let you know that you are episode number 6, so that feels pretty good. I actually tried a podcast in Fort Collins,
Okay.
and we did 2.
And what was the name of it?
Oh man, it was Transplant Radio because me and my buddy,
Okay.
we both moved there from Nebraska, so
Yeah,
we're transplants.
yeah.
And we tried this whole thing together, and I don't know what happened. I think what happened is that we just didn't do it, you know?
Of course, if you don't do it,
that
nothing's gonna
literally is
happen.
all that
Yeah.
happened. We just didn't do it anymore.
And this is a weird, dumb thing, but I think like 70% of people that live in Colorado aren't from Colorado.
No, that's definitely the case now.
But the flip, this is really weird. 70% of people that are born in Texas never even leave the state of Texas.
Wow.
Read that in a magazine.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
What's the magazine? Sounds interesting.
Whatever you fly, Southwest fly.
Oh, you read it on an airplane. Yeah. I guess that was the appropriate place for it, talking about travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, no.
Trivia, that's the word I was trying to say.
Trivia, yeah. Well, cool. All right, well, yeah, that's it. Episode 6 is in the books, man. And we'll talk to you later.
Peace.